Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is Spectre Bull, though some of you may know me for doing,
Welcome to Watch Mojo.
Yeah, that. Anyways, I was just minding my own business today. I gotta say, I look a little pubescent today. You know, I'm not as young as I do look, but my goodness. I guess that's what happens when you don't shave for months on end. Anyways, like many of you, I woke up to the brilliant news of the first dev update for DBD. Yes, I was ready. I was ready to hear about 60 frames per second on PS4. I was ready to hear about maybe news about the Ringu crossover, and yet got some other stuff. Alright, so as I mentioned a little bit ago, they put out the first developer update of the year. We're only 3 days into January, and my goodness, It sounded great at first, and then it just like frickin' Sheikra at Busch Gardens. Put out some optimization stuff, they put out matchmaking stuff. Basically, they're doubling down, or in Tootin's words, quadrupling down on skill-based matchmaking. I got a video in the works for that already. It's gonna be a while, but just heads up. But there's a couple other things that I want to bring to everybody's attention. First off, this disconnection handling. It says, currently the skill-based matchmaking system doesn't handle disconnects as well as it could. We're looking to make adjustments to handle them better and make sure disconnects are treated fairly when altering someone's rating. Now, we don't know the full extent of this, but I really hope that what Behaviour means by disconnects is, maybe laying on some more punishments, because let me tell you, disconnects have gotten a lot more frequently, at least on my end. I play killer a lot, like a lot, and I can't tell you how many times over the past few weeks I've gotten disconnect, all because somebody got salty about being the first hook, or because their looping skills didn't come through for them this time. It's gotten a lot more frequent, and I would like for them to hopefully make the consequences a little bit more severe instead of just a 5-minute timeout or something. That's just me. Maybe I'm just being a bit of a hard ass, but that's how I feel about the whole disconnect thing. Or at least, by the very least, put the people who disconnect frequently into a lobby filled with people who also disconnect frequently. This is where I want to focus on. One feature we are experimenting with is a status icon next to each survivor's portrait in the HUD that lets you know what they are doing. This way, solo survivors can base their decision around what their teammates are doing, and partial groups get a better idea of their solo teammates' contributions, making everyone feel like more of a team. This is something that can already be easily conveyed with a quick call-out over voice chat, but is currently not available to solo survivors. Now, this is where this whole update came crumbling down for me. Now, I'm sure at face value, many people are thinking, oh yes, please, more ways to communicate, more ways to, you know, be a part of the team instead of constantly guessing who's part of a Swift or whatever. No. Even as somebody who does play Survivor, I may play Killer mostly, but as a Survivor, I love that experience just as much as Killer. Let me explain to you why I'm against this, alright? So, the whole reason I joined DBD, or at least started playing it, I should say, is because I loved the unique concept of it being like a horror movie simulator. And part of the horror movie thing is that you don't always know where your teammates are at or what they're doing. So, in a sense, you feel like that lone wolf who has no idea what's going on. So you have to basically make your own decisions and try to assume that your teammates are doing similar things. On top of that, we already have an icon that lets us know what somebody's doing. It's called the Obsession. The Obsession icon allows us to know if they are being chased by the killer or not. And that's a really great way to let everybody else know, hey, now's the time to do gens or something. So, I don't understand why that's just not enough. Why are we looking to do more of that? Part of the excitement with being Survivor is not knowing what your teammates are doing. Now, there are some situations where I can totally see the frustration. They're memeing around, they're being stupid, they're too busy unlocking chests, whatever. But part of the fun with being Survivor is just that. It's hoping that your teammates are doing what they're doing. I know that sounds like a really silly and stupid concept, but I'm also somebody who's coming at DBD from the point of it being a horror movie simulator. Where if I'm alone, I should feel alone. I should not know what somebody's doing from 50 yards away, or like or seeing a little icon come up. Like this isn't Overwatch. This isn't Apex Legends or whatever, okay? This is Dead by Daylight. This is not a competitive game. I know there are many people out there on the internet who think it is, but it's not. And this feels very much like a decision that is meant for hardcore, competitive, let's sweat our butts off tonight players. And I don't think that's a majority of the DBD fan base. I'd be astounded if anybody is actually excited for this feature. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it kind of destroys the immersion of the game. Because, you know, you read these characters' backstories, and it's all about how the fog mysteriously grabbed them into this other world, right? Just imagine. This is, like, super ridiculous, and I'm not even trying to make the realistic argument here. But just imagine. Hey, I'm finished with this gen. You, Rando Calrissian. Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm just dying here in the basement. Yeah, all right. I'll be with you in just a second. Here's another thing, right? We already have that. We already have a way to see what other people are doing. It's a perk. It's called Kindred. Remember that? You know, the perk that lets you see what everyone's doing when you're on a hook or when someone else is on a hook. We already got that. So, to have constant communication about what other players are doing, that just kind of defeats the purpose, right? The part of the fun in Dead by Daylight is not knowing what's going on all the time. That's part of the fun of it. You know, constantly looking around, where's the killer at? Constantly keeping an eye out for teammates that might be passing by, so you can try and grab them real quick and say, hey, come on, help me with this gen over here. Or give them a quick heal. That's part of the fun with it. It keeps the games a little bit more tense. I feel like if you add this other layer of communication, it's going to defeat that whole level of immersion. So, again, who knows? Maybe I'm a part of the vocal minority here, and I look at Dead by Daylight from a completely different perspective. So, if the rest of the player base wants this, then so be it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just wanting to say I don't think it's a great idea. Anyways, that's my thought on the developer update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like I said, I'm not so sure about this update. Man. I was happy about a couple of things up until I got to disconnect, and then I was like, and then I got to the whole icon thing, and oof, man. Super oof. Anyways, my name is Ty, or Spectrable, whichever you prefer, or Loser, or Idiot, you know. I'm sure many of you have seen the video. You know. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and until next time, I hope to see you in the fog.